All right, welcome back. And as you know from the previous videos, we're talking about the definite article, the, and definite means that the noun that you use the with is defined, or we know which noun is being talked about. And this is a little review activity because we've learned there are 4 ways that a noun is defined, all right? And it doesn't always make sense. So you have to look at the examples because there's no concrete definition that we can use, because it doesn't always make sense of why we use the word the grammatically, okay? It's just the way it's I guess it's the way that the has been used and how it's changed over centuries of the language. And so it's very difficult to define exactly when to use the word the or an, or what makes a noun defined or undefined. So hopefully you've learned a little bit through these activities, but we're going to do a little review here. And we know that a defined noun meets these 2 criteria, or these 2 things have to be true in order to use the word the. Okay? The first thing that has to be true is that the noun is known to the person that's talking. The noun is known to the speaker. The speaker knows exactly which noun he's referring to. Okay? So that's the first criteria that needs to be met. Okay? However, the second criteria that needs to be met is that the speaker, the person that's talking, has to reasonably assume that the person he's talking to knows exactly which noun he's referring to as well. So in order to use the word the, both the speaker, the person that's talking, and the listener have to be able to know which noun is being talked about or referenced. All right? And we learned that there are 4 ways that this happens in grammar. All right? And we're going to briefly touch on those. Number 1, the noun has been mentioned previously, which means the noun that you're referring to, the cat, let's say you're talking about a cat, and the cat that ran across the road. If you're talking about a cat and you've been talking about it, you can use the cat, because both parties know which cat you're talking about. You've already talked about it before. All right? Uniquely defined is the one I just did, the cat that ran across the road. Okay, and then I know exactly which across. Then I know exactly which noun I'm talking about because it's the one that ran across the road. Okay, across the road. I spelled it right the first time. Okay, so that's by unique modifier, uniquely modified or defined. I say which cat, so I can use the word the. Okay. The noun has a unique reference, which this means is that there's for example, the zoo. Well, that's a unique reference because usually in a city or in a county, there's usually one zoo. Everyone knows which zoo you're talking about. It's one zoo, okay, because it's the only zoo in the city. Even if it's not the only zoo in the city, if we're just talking about the zoo, okay. And then a noun abnormal or another unique identifier would be the earth or the moon or the weather, okay? These are nouns that we can use the word the with. It's a unique reference, all right? So let's get some of this junk off. So those are 3 ways that nouns can be uniquely identified or defined. The other one is a little more difficult to explain because it doesn't always make sense. We say normal expectations. Okay, so when we're talking about the kitchen table, well, every house has a kitchen table, so we always use, or in rooms, the kitchen, the living room. Okay, the sliding glass door, the garage. Anything that we would expect to be in a house, or if we're talking about houses, use the word the. If you're using in the library, if you're talking about the library, you can talk about the bookshelves. Okay? Well, we know that every library has bookshelves, so we expect to use the word the. So normal expectation, all right? Any place that you go for like recreation, which is to have fun, usually you use the word the, the movies, okay? The movies, the gym, okay? The park, the skate park, the bowling alley, okay? All those places that you like I have to go to the Olive Garden, okay? Even though there's many Olive Gardens, the Olive Garden, and then you have to specify it further, Decatur and okay, whatever. But so those are the four ways that we use the word that we use the, or the definite article the. And we haven't talked about that for a while, so I don't want you to forget what we're talking about. We're learning about the definite article. Remember, it's a special adjective. Article, sorry. Article. I misspelled it. Article. Definite article. And we're talking about the definite article the. Okay? So, when the speaker knows what noun he's talking about, and when the listener should know what noun they're talking about, that's when you use the definite article the. So, in this next exercise, this is just a review. You're going to use the information and the knowledge you've gained so far to be able to do the next exercise. It says, in the following paragraphs, fill in the blank spaces with the appropriate article. If the noun is defined in one or more of the four ways mentioned above, what we've already discussed in the previous videos, use the definite article the. Otherwise, fill in the blank with the indefinite article a if it's singular, or some if it's plural. Okay? And I'm going to have you do this one on your own. I'm not going to give you, since it's all review, I'm just going to have you go through and read these and put the articles in that you need to put in. Okay? So remember, you're using either the, a, or some. Okay? And that should be, and of course, if an is part of the a, use it with a vowel. Okay? An apple. Okay, or a car, or some apples if there's more than one apple. Some apples. Okay, so those are the indefinite articles you're using if you need to, and if it's a defined article, as the ones we've already discussed, you're going to use the word the. Okay, good luck. If you have questions, please compare with each other first. Discuss your answers and why you chose the one you did, so you can understand this, because there is a test coming up on this and I want you to do well. If you have questions, always come before school or after school and it can help you out. Be vocal in class and raise your hand and ask questions, and I will definitely answer them and help you understand. We can go over this in class as well. So good luck, and I'm going to have you do this article, and you can see that there's a variety of them, so I'm just flipping through them right now, and there's a variety of them you have to read until we get down to the next video. We're going to talk about indefinite articles, when to use a, an, and some. All right, so good luck, and I will see you in the next video.